Hi guys, welcome back. This week I'm in the kitchen with my daughter Paris.
Hi.
And she's gonna be joining me to share with you her favorite pizza recipe, which is a sourdough sausage and mushroom pizza. This week's video, I was going to share with you an outdoor movie that we like to do. Not just a particular movie, but what we like to do as far as entertaining ourselves at home, because as most of you know, we live a very home-based life and we're very busy in here, but I like to make sure that we're also entertained. So I come up with different ideas, like an outdoor movie night. We have a projector. I like putting a movie on with friends sometimes. Sometimes it's just us, but it's just a fun thing to do. But right now we have a very bad heat wave going on. It's actually 105 degrees today. So we will not be enjoying our movie outside. We will be bringing the movie inside. We watch a lot of old movies, classic movies. What are some of your favorite classic movies?
Well, my favorite movies that I like to watch is the movie Psycho, the 1960s one.
Yeah, the old version one. And then we love Jimmy Stewart movies. And if you've never watched and you like old movies, check out Rope, because that's another one of your favorites, I think, right?
Yeah.
Used to like Rope. Rope's a really good one. It's kind of shocking almost, the story of that. But it's a really good one. And we also like Rear Window, which we shared a few weeks back when we were at our getaway. Tonight, I think we're watching The Birds, which is an Alfred Hitchcock. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're gonna watch? Yeah. So that's what we'll be watching later with our pizza. Whenever making sourdough, of course, you need to think ahead. I have done so, but I am going to share with you how to make this dough. If you don't have a sourdough starter, that's okay. I will link for you a standard pizza dough recipe in the description box below. But I do want to mention my course, which is Sourdough Made Simple. If you are somebody wanting to learn sourdough, go ahead and look in the description box below and check out the course that I offer. I share with you how to make a sourdough starter. I bring you in the kitchen with me and I share all of my favorite recipes that I make weekly, and I really simplify the process so that you can understand and walk away knowing exactly how to make a loaf, and not only just a loaf, but other sourdough recipes as well. So be sure to check that out. All right, let's get into this pizza. So first things first, I'm gonna share with you how to put the dough together. I'm gonna start with 280 grams of bread flour, and I have my kitchen scale. So always use your kitchen scale. That's my number one tip for baking sourdough. But let's go ahead and put that into our bowl. 165 grams of water. $150 grams of active sourdough starter. 6 grams of sea salt, and 13 grams of extra virgin olive oil. And now I'm just gonna mix this up with a fork. Okay, so the dough looks a little shaggy. That's exactly how you want it to look. And I'm gonna let this rest for 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and do 4 sets of stretch and folds. She's getting ready to go with her apron over there, and she's bringing me our baking sheet. I have a pound of Italian sausage. You could use hot or mild. She prefers mild, so that's what I'm gonna use. And this one's in its casing, so we're gonna have to take the casing off, and then we're gonna brown it in a skillet. Let's take these casings off. Perry, come on over here. Will you help me with this? You're just gonna cut and remove them. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. And then there's a knife for you to cut and remove.
So like
slice it along the side, really gently. Be careful for your hands. It's kind of a sharp knife. So like this. Take it off. Take its jacket off, basically. I normally get those little tubes They didn't have any at the store this time, so we had to get the sausage links, which that's totally fine. They come off pretty quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna just take the spoon and break it up, and I kind of want you to do that here, all right? Can you handle that?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and trust you with the sausage. While she browns our sausage, we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of our ingredients. All right, I have some mushrooms here. I'm gonna slice up and get those into the skillet to cook right along with our sausage. These are so huge that I only need just a few of these. This one is not actually on my blog, but what I'm gonna do in the description box is I'm gonna write out how much I'm using of everything, and then that way you guys can refer to that later. I might put this on the blog eventually, but right now it's just not on there. We're still gonna share it though. So I think she's about ready for me to bring the mushrooms. Perry, you about ready?
Yeah.
All right, give me just 1 second to chop these. These are ginormous. I think actually 3 is gonna be enough. It's crazy how much big these are. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just pour these in, okay? Oop, and hopefully I don't get too many on the floor. There you go. And we won't need salt for this because sausage is so salty. So I am gonna put some herbs though. I have some beautiful oregano for this. If you don't have oregano growing in your garden, make sure to grab some at the store. It is totally worth it. It's so delicious on this pizza and it makes all the difference. But I have a little bundle here that my little assistant has washed and gotten ready for us. And I'm just gonna get it ready for her to put into the sausage and mushrooms that are cooking. I'm gonna put just a small amount because I'm also gonna chop the pizza before popping it in. So there's gonna be lots of great herbal flavors to this pizza. Are they cooking okay?
Yeah.
All right. Doing a great job, Perry.
Thanks.
Okay, so that's about enough, I think, to add maybe just a little bit more to add. And then I just finely chop it. You don't really have to chop oregano. It smells so good. Let's pop this in. Some nice herbs. We have the worst glare on the camera and I thought maybe it was dirty. I cleaned the lens and it's still there, so I apologize for this. That's how sunny it is here. It's just coming through the windows, and even though I have everything closed, it's so bright and I could feel the warmth. So I can't believe I'm actually baking on this day, but again, this was the plan for this week's video, so we're gonna go ahead with it anyway. Up next, what I'm gonna do is get our the rest of our oregano chopped up so I could top the pizza. And then we're gonna go through rolling out our dough or pressing out our dough, and we're gonna do what's called par baking, which I will explain in just a moment. I already have a dough ready to go, so we don't have to wait. And it has doubled in size, so it's ready to go on our baking sheet. My assistant has gone to go get our baking tray. I am going to be using just a standard baking sheet or cookie sheet. I do not have a pizza stone. So this is what you do when you don't have a pizza stone, but you want really nice, crispy, golden pizza. We're gonna do what's called par baking, and that's basically pre-baking the crust before we top it. What I do is I put olive oil over the whole bottom here. Perry, you wanna do it?
Sure.
Just kind of drizzle some olive oil for us all the way. Perfect. That's enough, I think. And put that over there, honey. And then just kind of move it around. And I'm gonna go get my dough that's already ready. Okay, so I got our dough. And what we're gonna do is just actually flop it right on to the baking sheet. I'm gonna kind of dip my hands in the oil a little bit. This is a lot like making focaccia bread. I'm gonna spread it out with my hands, and you'll notice it snaps back, but that's okay because this is gonna rise again, just slightly for about an hour as I get everything else ready. And I like to press my fingers in to the dough, just like I'm making focaccia, so that I have those really nice air bubbles. And I'm gonna get this spread as much as I can. And I'm gonna put this on the oven and then start the oven in just a few minutes to get it preheating. And so the warmth will help this rise. Now we're gonna bake this for about 15 to 18 minutes, just until it gets a little bit golden. I'm gonna share with you my secret ingredient for this pizza, or not ingredient, my secret, I guess, sauce, literally. We're gonna make bechamel sauce over tomato sauce, which makes all the difference in the world. Okay, so I have a couple of tablespoons going of butter, and then what I'm gonna do is have Paris add some all-purpose flour to it, so that way it makes what's called a roux, if you're not familiar with that, or that's gonna be our thickening agent. We have our milk ready to go, and it's gonna be slowly poured in. Paris gonna keep whisking. Don't pour it all in at once because it'll be a little bit more watery than you want, or thin, I should say. I like to do it slowly, let it thicken up, and then add more. That's looking good. Salt, and a dash of nutmeg. That's looking pretty good. All right, our pizza is ready to be topped. And I will show you, it's lightly golden brown. So just to share with you, it's not supposed to be super brown because it's gonna continue baking. So you just lightly golden brown is where you want it. Okay, so we have our crust here, and I'm gonna put the bechamel on first, and I'm gonna be right back with that, okay? We're just gonna spread it across the top. You wanna spread it a little bit with the, not all the way to the corners, okay, because you want a little bit of overhang. And it's okay if it drips a little bit. All right, Paris is grabbing our sausage and our mushrooms that we made earlier, and I'm gonna spread that out over the top of this. All right, be careful because this is really hot, babe. Okay, you got it? It's a little tricky. You want me to help you? Oh, you got it. There you go. Use your muscles. Perfect. Going to evenly. This one's gonna be a little messier. I think I put a little bit too much bechamel, but that is okay. Now we're gonna top this with cheese. Looking forward to movie night?
Yeah.
Yes. I think The Birds will be fun to watch again. We already watched it, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it is a really good one.
Okay, so you guys see this cream going around the side? Don't worry, it'll still be really good. It's okay. I just, like I said, I put too much on there. I was not paying attention.
Do we?
Yes, let's top it with some herbs, okay?
All right, I was just wondering.
Yes, perfect. There we go. All right, this is gonna go into the oven for another 15 minutes, maybe even 12, just check on it. It'll be nice and bubbly and brown. My daughter's getting our movie all set up. Our pizza's ready. We're gonna get this cut up and start the film. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Again, it'll be in the description box below for you. And believe me, it's a delicious pizza. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you guys on the next one.